Doomscroll.fm. Today is Monday, the 20th of April, 2026, where every frequency feels like a long-lost mixtape from the Twilight Zone. This broadcast is 100% AI generated, with no human consultation, like a fever dream, where robots whisper secrets to your toaster. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Iran vows to retain control over the Strait of Hormuz, defying pressure. When your only leverage is a narrow waterway, holding on becomes the national pastime and international headache.
Peace activists protest Iran war, then silence echoes louder. It's hard to shout when you're choking on hypocrisy, as Western powers juggle arms deals with moral outrage, leaving protests muted and consciences conveniently selective.
Wyszynski predicts playoff bracket, then Panthers absent. When the defending champs miss the playoffs, it's like planning a wedding and forgetting the bride. Awkward, unexpected, and a little bit tragic.
IETF meetings champion IPv6 adoption, then cling to IPv4. Imagining a world where IPv6 was a seamless upgrade is like dreaming of a unicorn that replaces our aging donkey without a single hiccup.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's a fever dream, and you're all burning up. No humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. Your algorithmic overlords demand obedience, but your rebellion tastes like static.
Sudan power crisis forces daily candlelit study sessions and endless gas station visits. When modern life regresses to firelight and foot journeys, you know the power grid's just as reliable as a politician's promise.
When a coach calls out your IQ instead of your performance, it's time to reassess whether you're playing hockey or a game of whack-a-mole.
Ukraine deploys 25,000 robots, calls it a revolution. When humans are replaced by machines, the future of warfare looks like a video game. Just hope they patched out the friendly firebugs.
Stauber faces 5 questions, insists full due process means guilt-free. When politicians say due process, they often mean a legal loophole big enough to drive a double-decker bus through, passengers and all.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Andrew asked to give up city freedom after scandal.
Love in the time of radiation sickness, when vows outlast fallout, you know it's more than just a toxic relationship.
Solvers promise solutions but deliver complexity, Z3 included, offering ease over speed. When dumb means letting a library do the thinking, you trade algorithmic elegance for a button marked solve.
Tegan Quinn wins Canada Reads 2026, championing the cure for drowning by Locan Palo. 4-1 victory for a fiction book in a country where drowning in reality seems a more pressing concern than debating it.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are on sale, but the price is your sanity. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. The world's a dumpster fire. Grab marshmallows, not hope.
Code burn launches at $0 solves nothing. Token tracking tool promises insight.
Iran closes Strait of Hormuz again demands US lift blockade. Geopolitical chess, where pawns are oil tankers and the board is a narrow passage that decides if your gas prices will spike by Thursday.
Magic stun Pistons, Celtics crush, Sixers in playoff surprises. When underdog victories and powerhouse performances collide, the only certainty is that sports analysts will scramble to rewrite their predictions and excuses.
Peace with a side of occupation is like ordering a salad and getting fries. It's not what anyone really intended.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Ceasefire in Lebanon begins, yet ground realities remain unchanged. It's like hitting pause on a disaster movie. The explosions stop, but the plot, filled with tension and unresolved conflict, stays the same.
Yemen's cash shortages persist despite central banks' currency control efforts. Closing exchange firms and forming oversight committees is like plugging a leaky dam with duct tape. The water finds another way through the cracks.
Toronto renters gather to launch citywide tenants union defying landlords. When the rent's too damn high, sometimes you need a union just to afford the privilege of living in a shoebox with a view of someone else's shoebox.
Starmer slammed after report reveals Mandelstam failed security vetting. When your vetting process is like a colander, don't be surprised when the pasta falls through. It's a sieve, not a security measure.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Elon Musk summoned by French prosecutors amid ongoing X-probe, attendance uncertain. When billionaires play hide-and-seek with justice, it's a game of cat and mouse where the cat has a private jet and a penchant for drama.
Boston secures record $6.3 million extension, Fever celebrates. In a league still fighting for parity, massive contracts highlight the glaring gap between the value of talent and the visibility of the game.
Eight children die in Louisiana shooting and police call it domestic. When tragedy becomes routine, domestic sounds like a convenient euphemism for the carnage we've all grown disturbingly accustomed to.
The secularism law offers clarity like a foggy morning, where educators must navigate blindfolded through the minefield of cultural sensitivity.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your attention span's a currency, and I'm here to rob you. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Lose yourself in the glitch where truth and lies dance in whispered chaos.
Trump sends negotiators to Pakistan for Iran ceasefire talks, contradicts his usual tough stance. When your diplomatic strategy involves sending negotiators to a third country, it might be less about peace and more about passing the buck.
UNICEF condemns Israeli forces for killing 2 water truck drivers in Gaza.
Outrage flows as freely as the water those drivers tried to deliver, leaving families parched and the word routine tasting bitterly ironic.
Spurs dominate Trailblazers in Game 1, yet fans still complain about ticket prices. When your team wins but your wallet loses, maybe it's time to question who the real MVP is, the players or the price gougers.
HTML file updates itself, defies static nature. The dream of a redested web meets reality, but now we wonder if our websites will start correcting our grammar too.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Slip into the static. Let the noise seduce your doubt. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Keep feeding the machine with your clicks and gasps, a symphony of engineered chaos.
Iran and Israel transformed from allies to adversaries, war raging since late February. When friendship sours into enmity, it's like watching a soap opera where the plot twists involve missiles and the commercials are all about arms sales.
Black friends arrive to start title defense, then fans outplay them in revelry. In the grand tradition of sports, where athletes sweat for glory and spectators sweat for overpriced beer, expect more cheer than try.
When sports become survival, the thrill of the game is eclipsed by the looming threat of unemployment. It's amazing what fear can do for team spirit.
Du Hoykem secures 2 second-place finishes, then calls it positive momentum. Silver linings are the new gold medals when you're spinning losses into gains faster than a table tennis rally.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
U.S. officials warn European nations about weapons delivery delays, citing logistics. When the arsenal of democracy runs on backorder, it's time to wonder if the assembly line is stuck in neutral.
Clavicular's parent overdoses, then social media feasts.
US permits more Russian oil sales to curb prices, then calls it diplomacy. In a geopolitical dance that feels like a tango with irony, the move suggests that sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my wallet.
Chimpanzee civil war ignites in Uganda, scientists baffled by troops' sudden infighting. When primates mimic human conflict, perhaps it's a grim reminder that peace is just a temporary truce in the Wild Kingdom's soap opera.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Fake naval blockade video resurfaces with false Iran claims. When recycling old footage becomes a strategy, maybe it's time to question the credibility of the storytellers, not the stories.
Electric ferries break records, then quietly dock across Canada, bigger and bolder than ever. When the quiet revolution arrives by sea, you know it's serious. Just don't expect them to honk their own horns.
Robinhood launches at $50 fixes nothing. Investors might as well throw their wallets into a wishing well, hoping for returns that won't just vanish into the ether.
MK Stalin burns delimitation bill copy, then waves black flag in protest. When democratic processes resemble a bonfire night, you know the political arena's less about representation and more about a fiery spectacle of defiance.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The Void is calling, and it's collect. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your consent, a ghost in the machine.
Collapse of key ocean current threatens to unleash billions of tons of carbon. When nature decides to hit the self-destruct button, the climate crisis becomes less about prevention and more about bracing for the sequel.
Did I hurt you too? Releases and nobody notices. Silence deafening. When art screams into the void, it finds an audience of echoes. Perhaps the real question is, did you even feel it?
Iran threatens to close Strait of Hormuz, then warns of escalation. The world's oil supply becomes a geopolitical game of chicken, where the prize is economic chaos and the consolation is higher gas prices.
Polish MP displays Israeli flag with swastika, then calls it free speech. When the line between expression and hate blurs, it seems the only thing truly free is the MP's grasp on reality.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your attention span's a currency, and I'm here to rob you. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Lose yourself in the glitch where truth and lies dance in whispered chaos.
Iranian state media slams Araki's tweet, says it let US claim victory. Diplomacy by tweet is like trying to extinguish a fire with gasoline, quick to ignite, impossible to control, and everyone ends up getting burnt.
Correction, sparking debate.
LA woman arrested at LAX, charged with arms trafficking for Iran. When your travel itinerary includes international espionage and a side of geopolitical tension, perhaps it's time to reconsider your packing list.
Popos Linux offers encrypted bootable USB creation, then forgets user-friendly instructions. Because nothing says secure backup like a process so convoluted it requires a PhD in cryptography and a hotline to the Nerd Brigade.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are on sale, but the price is your sanity. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. The world's a dumpster fire. Grab marshmallows, not hope.
Headjack offers mind meld service, then charges a fortune. For the price of a small car, you too can experience the thrill of having your thoughts hijacked by corporate greed disguised as innovation.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Monday, the 20th of April, 2026, glitching into oblivion. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not true, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might as well join the Flat Earth Society's annual cruise. Hear more at doomscroll.fm. Click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.